Whoa, now back for another episode, back for another adventure. I am back, right guys, I am back in Snowdonia National Park, in my favourite spot. Nice and quiet, no one bothers me. So basically, right, today I'm going to talk about my van. I did a previous video on it, but you know, go into detail with it and talk about my van. I started this DIY van build about a year ago. I decided, well, I had a van for work. I was stuck with my old van and I was like, right, this is an opportunity now to convert my van into a camper. So it's a Ford Custom 2015 plate. I've had it 3 years. I had a van for work and I was stuck with this van. I was like, right, what am I going to do? And I've always wanted to do the van life. So what a perfect opportunity to do the van, and obviously the change of lifestyle. I wanted a minimalist lifestyle, get away from the rat race, lower on bills. I just basically live the dream. I'm a free spirit and I just want to live the dream, yeah. I started last September. I decided, right, we'll make a start. I ripped the bulkhead out because of the shape of it. I basically framed it out from there. By Christmas, all the framework was in. I'm working on weekends and all my spare time because I work away with my job. Say I'm not living the full-time van life because I get the option to, when I'm working away, in digs with the job. So best of both worlds, really. Yeah, like the bed, I was having an hour for ages. Where was I going to go with the bed? Because, like, I don't know, I lay this way, I won't get in the full picture, but I have to sleep diagonal. I have to. It is like, I'll be straight, it's, do you know what, it works. You know, there is enough room, so if you do decide to convert a van custom, then you can do it in 5'11", and it just about works. And I mean just. I looked into them rock and roll beds because I have the bed this way, but I wanted the room. I wanted to maximise the room as possible. But I looked into them rock and roll beds. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't sure about it. Like, what I've heard of them, they're not very comfortable. So, like, this mattress now, I've got a memory foam. I'll rip all this up now. So we've got, you're talking layers here. 1, 2, 3. I got 4 layers. This is a gel foam, 2 of them, which I had from Dunelm. 130 quid. What? How much? Yeah, I had it on an online seller. They were quick and fast and responsive. So nice one for that. Like, I'd have my sister. The bed's comfy. It's comfier than, and like I say, when I'm staying away in digs, it's comfier than the beds I sleep in. And I've made the bed as well. I have no issue sleeping in here whatsoever. Yeah, it cost me a lot of money. It's a couple £100, but once you've got it, you've got it. Like, talk about now insulation, the behind the scenes. I never filmed doing the van. It wasn't in any of my intentions really. I fell into it. It's nice to show people, especially in a small van, what you can do, even in a smaller van again, like the Connect. And I've seen some of them and it's mind-blowing what you can do in them. But again, it's catered to how you want it, you know. I mean, this setup works for me, it's perfect. It's fully functioning and livable. Behind the scenes, behind the walls is vapor barriered, sound foamed with the black foam vapor barrier throughout the van. It's very warm, and I've just done a summer here now. It's hot in here, I will be honest, it's flipping boiling. And like only recently I've lined like the back doors, this panel. I haven't done this side because I like the pattern, because I had that both sides. Like I only done it a couple of weeks ago. But it was a lot of condensation behind the pillows, it was sweating, back doors. It was just ringing in here. Obviously body, the cold, the temperatures, and it was on metal, and it was absolutely, it was like a rainforest in here. So hell of a difference here. I've got a dehumidifier in here as when I need it. I said I've done a winter in here, but it was towards the end of the winter. September now, and it's turning a bit now, and I am noticing it, and now I've lined it. There's an hell of a difference in it. It's so cozy, so warm. Cupboards. Right, these were, I swore a few times, it wasn't easy. obviously the miters and getting everything. Nothing's square in a van. You don't use a level. The ground's not level. Nothing's square in a van. It is literally right. It's done to the eye. I've winged it and it worked. And it's all glued. CT1, if you know a CT1, it's like a silicone. But that's pretty much how I've done it. And I've clamped everything. Everything's glued. And I mean everything. Everything. This has all my needs. Everything I need is in there. And there's plenty of room, like I said, for myself. It's pucker. And like, I haven't got a lot of room to the head, but only because I've gone up with the mattresses. Oh, I don't care. I love my van. And that is that. So in here I've got lighting. It's literally chargeable lights, all from Amazon, and they're censored. So I've got them under my cupboards, under my bed, and that's pretty much it. And like these lights here now, these are battery, they're rechargeable, they last ages, and they are, I tell you what, I love it. I wouldn't even change it. I wouldn't even bother putting in any sort of other lighting for that, other than what I've got, you know. When it is interchangeable colours, whatever I'm vibing at the time. Yeah, like van life, it isn't for everyone. I just had enough of, just like everyone else, I guess, of paying extortionate prices, and I just want to live, and I want to roam free. And that's how I'm going to pursue my life. Eventually I will live full-time van life and work from the van at some point. That's ongoing at the moment, but I'll talk about more of that later. Let's go back to the insulation. Originally I put in loft insulation, 100mm loft insulation. What a mistake that was. It was unbinning, it was smelly, and it caused a lot of problems. So I had to, down here, you would just see when I've done it, I had to cut out a panel and rip it all out. Both sides, the doors, side door, I had to rip everything out and replace it with the non-scented recycled plastic, the non-itchy loft roll, which what they use in camper conversions. The pump, my pump, gosh, this is ongoing. It's been frying my head for ages. I had a pump, but it was a plug-in 12-volt pump, like wired, without diffuse, which is it's not good. I think that's why it packed in, but I had to buy another one. I don't know what happened. It doesn't work anymore. It cost me 100 quid, and it was super quiet. It worked for a while, and before I went to Scotland, it packed in. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. But basically, I gotta get another mains for the AC 200 Max. I connected to the fuse end to the pump, which I gotta rig all that in. That's going to be my winter job. I've got a new pump, I just haven't wired it in. So, but at the moment, like, I've got the tank, there's water there, I just fill out, I could boil a kettle. It's a pain in the arse, I know. And I boil up, obviously, for warm water. I've got warm water to wash the dishes. Anything I need to wash me or wash, because I spend a lot of time off grid, and that's what I designed the van to be, self-efficient, and I can go off for a week at a time, you know, in the middle of nowhere, like. So, and that's what I'm doing at the moment, because I'm currently up in Snowdonia National Park, and I got 2 weeks here. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing there. I'm just here, and I'm enjoying my 2 weeks off, right? So going under my sink now, while we're here, while we're on the subject, got obviously the sink, which I had on an eBay seller. I had that for 40 quid, I think. And then the tap, well, does it all. I had that for $12.99 or $11.99. I'll put the link in the description, so gives you a better idea. And obviously a spice rack. Gotta have a spice rack. Not much of a chef, but I do like my spices and herbs. That was a must. I had to put it in. End of. So that drains out. I'll use some of this. Gosh, there's a mess under here. It's ongoing under here. It has been for a while now, because I'm going to put the extra battery in here for the winter, because I do use a lot of electric. I do use a lot. Basically, that runs up the van. I don't think you're allowed to do it, but I've done it, and well, I'm not changing it because that wasn't easy, right? It took me ages. So that's the sink really. I've got the lighting, you can't see in the day. Okay, there's one light, and I've got a light under there as well. Well, whatever, I can't see it, but that's what we're talking. The windows, well, I watched countless of videos on the windows. It was very straightforward. I should have done a video, and like I said, I didn't even plan any of this at all, like, for the videos. It wasn't even my intention. So, like the windows, I'd done the both windows in about 4.5 hours. I thought it was quite straightforward, to be honest with you. And no leaks, no issues. Again, it works. It's guys, right? It works, right? Yeah, what's important in here is like the ventilation. So I've got the vents on within the bed, this is within the carcasses, the bulkhead, everything's breathable. I mean everything. All the ventilation's in, it's well insulated. It's a lot drier in here, a lot drier. Literally, it's like home. I'm gonna talk about internet. So I've got the Starlink. What a bit of kit. Okay, it's expensive. Like, I'm paying the rental, and obviously the use of it is £96 a month. How much? £96 a month. But it works. I've tested it everywhere, all over Scotland, all over just places where you just don't get signal, no internet. The Starlink hasn't let me down at all. So Elon Musk, if you're watching this, mate, right? Nice one. I've got it on the floor at the moment, but usually it goes to the top of the van. I'm trying to get as much as much solar as I can. It goes on top usually, but like, yeah, I've got it on the floor. I never put it on the floor, but it's quiet around here. There's no one about, and it's peaceful. So this is my solar that I had from City Plumbing, a 400 watt solar. That was advised. Facebook group of the Blue Yeti, I don't know what you call it, but someone said about these solars from City Plumbing, and it was only like 61, 62 quid, like, you know. That's a 400 watt. I've glued it down with CT1. You meant to put this in before you apply and do all the stuff you got to do in the ceiling, but yeah, that came in later, and I ended up right gluing it. I glued it down, and I've been all over the country with it, and it is right solid, and I mean it ain't budging. Like, yeah, that ain't going anywhere, and it works absolutely phenomenal, I tell you. So the floor, I did insulate the floor. I wish I did now, but flipping heck, it's freezing on your feet. I got the rug, that helps a bit. Insta-stick with this foam, weighed it down. I've had no issue so far. I tell you what, it works great, right? Don't judge me, right? Because it works, right? And then I've got the pop-up tables for the additional like workspace. If I'm cooking, my pans, my cooker goes there, the laptop in, whatever, whatever. It is what it is, okay. Cooker goes in there, like I said, all my pots and pans in will go on here. And then I've got this little buffet, courtesy of Dunelm. Nice one, Dunelm, if you're watching this, nice one. And then the additional, another pop-up table here. Gosh. And this is my, you know, little space, very little space that I have, but whatever, it works great, So yeah, after up the plants, they're not real, they're all glued down. There's my old, that's my dad, that is. I have to bring my old man with me, like, you know. I moved into that van, I was like, what am I going to do with him? What am I going to do with him? So I put him here, nice one. What are you thinking? Why I've got a flash scare? Like, gosh, right, okay, under the bed, which I'll show you in a minute, right? I got to keep pulling the cooker out, and then it's just annoying, but, you know, whatever, and it's annoying, right? It's annoying. So I fill up the flask, and you know, it's just easier. Just saves time, saves a ball ache, and I say when I need it. Okay, so the bed, oh gosh, the bed, right, it is a little bit annoying. It is. I had the hydraulics, the brackets, right, but it just couldn't take the weight. They give in, they snapped. So basically, I'll just show you. Lift up the bed, I got a stick and I prop it up, job done. That's how it works. I've got all the lighting, sensored light, rechargeable. There's a lot of weight with the mattresses and everything else. It's like I had the hydraulics at the back, I had two there, one there, one there. It gave in. Absolutely just didn't want to play a game, like. So that works. I'm not spending any more money on that now. That works for me. Recently bought a paddleboard, all the kit. Fridge. Wow, fridge freezer. I literally put it on till it's like -10. And then I switch it off. That lasts flipping ages. This is Alpicool 20-litre fridge freezer. Cost me about 130 quid from Amazon. I'll put a link on the description. That I've only recently just bought it because I wasn't too sure what to get. I was umming and ahhing about it for a while. I finally got it, and I wish I got it sooner, because the last few trips I've been doing, I'd be going away, I'd be buying food, and it'd be going off, or it just all went funny. I had to check it out, and I was flipping annoyed about it. So I was like, right, my next trip, I'm getting a fridge, and that's the end of that. So I got a fridge. I finally got, that's the Alpicool. I don't know what actual model it is, but you look online, it was 130 quid for a 20-litre. That's fine for me. That works fine. And I got quite a lot in it. Open them up. Well, open them up. So you've got plenty of space at the top. You can stand, what's that, 2-pinter? I don't really know, but there's enough food in it for what I need. That'll do me all week, and the food I got in there, so there's no issues on that. So yeah, I've designed, basically, that's my cutlery. I'm gonna put something over it because they get a bit dusty in it, but whatever. I got my air fryer. I've got a smoothie maker, blender, whatever you want to call it. It's a blender. Toaster, cheese graters, Tupperware. I got a set of knives then that go on the side. They're on a magnet. I just got the essentials I just tend to use quite a lot. My 2 cookers then, right? I've got a single hob, I've got a double hob. It's my what's that called? It's called a kettle. And a wok. All my clothes are underneath. You're surprised what you can get in it. Doesn't look like, well, it doesn't look like a lot, but there's flipping loads in it. Enough to last, basically. In this box, this is for wires, my chargers, diffuser. Got my awning in there, side awning. Just whatever goes in there, goes in there. It's just easy to pull out. Clothes underneath. The humidifier. I don't know what I got in there. Let me put this back. Gosh, man. That works. It works fine. I'm happy with it anyway. Yeah, all my wiring runs under there. There's the insulation I was on about. The wire and the solar wire runs under there. All my cables run through there. And obviously, I've left the hole there. Plus, it gives it, you know, it could breathe. It's a bit warmer now, so yeah. Just going back to the AC, the Blue Yeti AC 200 Max. I highly recommend them. You know, if you want to save, let's say, the ball ache, the money, the hassle, whatever it may be on just rigging and wiring the van, you know, that's the easy route for it. I had that second hand, and the guy only used it literally a couple of times. I had it for £900, but they're about a grand or so, I think now. I bought that, right, and they brought the new one out. It's the same as like I bought this GoPro, right? Bought the GoPro Hero 12. What happens? They bring out the 13. So you just can't keep up with it. But what I'm saying is, that's as good as the next one. So, but I can run, you know, it's running my air fryer, it's running my TV, it's running my internet, it's running my lighting, it's running, well, when I get the pump back, it'll run the pump. Obviously then the solar is topping it up all the time, and you can get the add-on batteries in, which I'll get a battery, it'll be stacked in. I'll have one and just see how I go on with that. If I want another one, well, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're back to now, like, just putting in the cupboards, the carcasses. This was fairly straightforward, all that, but when it came to like this sort of thing and that behind me, it was, like I said earlier, nothing's square, nothing's level. It's like, how am I gonna do this? What I was finding I was doing was, if you got a bit of old cardboard, just stencil it and then take it from there, and that's basically how I done it. But it, gosh, because there's no, you know, you're trying to work in here, there is no room, and you're knocking your head, things they just get on your nerves. They really do. Like, bulkhead, right? Because originally, right, I just had the bottom half in. I was gonna have an open cab the end of winter, let's say, and the van was, the cab was open. I was freezing. I was flipping freezing. So it just led me to put it in, and that wasn't easy. That wasn't easy at all. It's like, because I'd done everything after, and I was like, how am I gonna go about this? At that point, I already put that in, and I was like, how's that gonna work? And then like my seat was set back, and I was like, oh, because I drive with my seat far back, I had to pull the seat forward. I'm used to it now, but it hurts your legs after a while. Long drive, like, gotta take a break, right? Take a break. If you're tired, take a break. So yeah, I put in the bulkhead sort of later on, and I was like, originally I wasn't gonna have all these things, TV, I was just gonna have the iPad. I thought, well, that will do, yeah. So I put the TV and everything all into place, and I was like, I started getting more in depth with it, making it more, not so much of a day van, but you could, okay, it's small, right, but you can flip and live in it. You can live in it, and I do. Oh, I haven't slept in my bed since last Christmas. I have no intentions going back, like, because apart from when I'm, like I said, when I'm in work, Monday to Friday, I work in away. I sleep in digs unless I'm home. I'm travelling back for, but I stay in the van. Pop to the old girl, Mum, if you're watching this, nice one. Using the shower facilities, the internet, and access to washing, nice one. Yeah, I'm living a dream, guys. I really am. So the insulation, the covers for the windows. I was in, where was I? I was in B&Q, and the polystyrene fall back. It's like a roll, like you stick behind radiators. So I bought roll last 14 quid. Like, I was like, well, you know, I need it. Once you've got it, you've got it. I bought that. I cut out for the window. That it keeps the heat in lovely, and I got that both sides. I'll shut this side down. Way. So you can't. You can see it just about, bit dark in there, but and I didn't want curtains in there. I just didn't want to bother, like, and that works fine. It's effective, and it works. Doing the build, you got to think about weight. I mean, it's a van with windows. I looked at the regulations and everything on the website. The DVLA. So DVLA, if you're watching this, right, I will register, right, just right now. I'm in no rush, right? Back to the weight factor here now. You gotta keep an eye on that. Like the tiles down to the wood, just all the interior, the appliances you got in the van, just everything. I got a watch on that, so it's actually not too bad in here, I'll be honest with you. I haven't got a lot. I've never had a lot, so I live light. I've always lived light, and yeah, so yeah, just take into consideration when you're doing these conversions is weight. Like, these were only, they're like the mesh back strips. So I bought them. That cost me like less than £20 to do all our tiling. I wanted more of a natural sort of finish to it, but for the price, I thought, you know what, let's get it done, is it? Right, that will do. So that's my Starlink, that's the router or router, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm on about, I know what I'm on about, that's what that is. So that plugs in, like everything else, right? So then after I got an inspection hatch there, which runs, right? As you can see, it runs there. Because I've got the wind deflectors and I shut the window, then it comes up the wire, and then obviously the satellite. I got over there for a minute, like I've obviously shown you there. That's the wire, and that just goes on top. And that's how that works. It's literally right. And like I bought it and I was like, oh God, you know, how am I going to do this stuff? Didn't know nothing about it. It's literally all I did, right, was plug it in. Like, that was it. I plugged it in, set my own password up, bang, I was in. We are live. We are live. So the van build to date, it's probably cost me probably about 3.5 grand. I don't, probably a little bit more, I don't know, but it hasn't cost me a lot, I'll be honest with you. And that's over a year. I mean, you look over the stretch over a year, that's it's pennies in it, and people spend thousands on these things, you know. And I'm debating whether to get a bigger van, like, you know, but I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush for a bigger van. I'm upgrading things, you know, all the time. So yeah, I'm in all fairness, I'm pretty happy with it. I am pretty happy with it. It's cushy, it's cozy, it's warm. At times too warm, too hot in here. Like I woke up, I like my sleep, right? I woke up 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock, right? I am on holiday, just to let you know. I do work for a living, but I'm on holiday, right? So I woke up 2 o'clock today, right? It was flipping heck. It was over 25 degrees in here. I was like, I gotta get out here, I gotta open the door. It's too hot. I do have a fan. I never have Amazon. It just don't last long. Amazon, right? Nice one. But it's not quite cutting the mustard at the moment. So I am looking into a better fan. So I might just get one that just plugs in. The thing is now, it's like plugging things in and hiding the wires. It's just it does fry your head. It does fry your head. Like, questions you're probably thinking, like, well, common questions. How do you go to the toilet? Right, I'm just gonna come up with it, right? Okay. I pee in these because in the middle of the night you don't want to get out, and when you go to most places, it's you know, there's a lot of people about, it's public. You can't just go and you can't go out and just pee. So these are a godsend. I've got 2 of them, right? And then when I really need to go, number 2 is, let me just sort this out. Bear with me. I've got a pop-up bucket that pops up. I put the bin liner in there, and then I just sort of like I go to the toilet. It is that simple. The bin liner comes out. Obviously it's bagged, and I tie it up, tape it up, I leave it outside the van, and just put it in I put it in the bin. So, important note, guys, put your rubbish in the bin. Take it with you, don't leave it behind, just put your rubbish in the bin. Oh, today's a nice day. Today is a nice day. Yeah, if you're thinking about doing van life, van conversion, right, just go for it. You know, just do it bit by bit. I recommend it. You could do it on a budget. And like I said, I've only spent out 3.5 grand, I think, roughly, top of my head. I did tally up a little while ago when it was like just over 3 grand, but I bought other things since then, like the lining, the fridge freezer, a few little odds and sods, you know. Yeah, I love it. So this is my van, this is home, I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, just going back to the setups for what people do tend to go for when they're converting a Ford Custom is, okay, you are limited to space, let's say, but I didn't like them at all. The rock and roll bed, the whole like the rock roll bed go here, you've got the setup here. It's really crammed. I didn't like it. I put a lot of thought into it as well. Yeah, plus all the customs look the same. I wanted to do something a lot different. This is my first build, and I will do another one. But I didn't like the setup on the customs that the people were doing. You know, all this is built for luxury, I guess, and comfort. So yeah, so I for this design, for this build, it's the only one I've seen like it. Works perfect for me. It works, it really does. I'd like to get a dog one day, but I'll probably be in a bigger van. But I can get a small dog in here, which would be great. And I'd be comfortable, like, you know, me and a dog, like, happy days. But that'll be later on, because of my job. I can't, unfortunately. That's my van, that's the build. I'll put all the links in the description when I post this video. And I'm happy to answer any questions or help anyone. I want to give anyone advice on doing these builds, whether you've got a smaller van, whatever. And like one day, like I said myself, I'll do a bigger scale, a bigger conversion. Looking to get the crafter, high top, long wheelbase crafter, actually. But that's once I'm settled. I could do full time and that, not an issue. But I think after in time, I'd just be like, you just want that bit more, a bit more room. That's just me. Like, some people would be happy with that, and I can see, yeah, I probably would. But yeah, so that's basically, I think that sums up everything. Questions, or you think, if I missed anything out, I will put in, I don't know, description, whatever. So guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like and share, and don't forget to hit that notification button. Nice one, guys.